We do want to let you know that we are going to go live now to a press conference. Mayor Corey O'Connor at the podium right now to talk about how the city fared with this, now we know, historic snowstorm, to kind of talk about their plan now going forward and what they also plan to do with all of the snow that's now been pushed to the side, as well as the status of the plows that the city has.
Yeah, we talked to him a little bit earlier this morning on KDKA-TV Morning News, and he talked about how many plow trucks had been out of commission because of the storm. Let's listen in and see what he has to say.
Who have worked numerous hours, numerous shifts. We have 50 trucks out in our 50 plus right now in our streets. I want to thank my staff who's been working around the clock. But I also want to thank the people of Pittsburgh who have been patient throughout this process, as well as helping each other out, helping their neighbors. We saw a lot of people shoveling and helping people get out of their houses and their driveways over the last couple of days. Yesterday we saw almost an inch of snow per hour. That would make it, we did some calculations, that is the second most accumulation in the city of Pittsburgh in a 24-hour period in the last 30 years. So I again want to thank our crews who overnight cleared a lot of our main drags, our main streets. They really put a big effort on our main thoroughfares. The issue with that is the buildup on our side streets and blocking our secondary roads so that people can't have access. We also had 37 trucks go down overnight. We know that temperatures are going to be dropping. Windshields could be up to negative 20 degrees. And with that, we are now declaring a state of emergency in the city of Pittsburgh, which gives us the power to bring in additional help and support, brings in contractors that are not only going to help remove snow, plow streets, but also help to haul out snow so we can get it out of our neighborhoods, off of our business districts, and allow people to get to work or school or wherever they need to be in the next couple of days. We have already started that process, so you will be seeing private contractors out in your neighborhoods over the next couple of hours. We do have another crew coming on today from 2 to 10. Our warming centers will still remain open, and we've already posted what those hours are at our warming centers across the city of Pittsburgh. And we also want to let everybody know that recycling and garbage pickup, which was delayed today, is also going to be delayed again tomorrow. So I just wanted to inform the public as to our situation. I want to thank everybody. Again, thank our workers. They have been working tirelessly. They have put in a tremendous effort here. And, you know, we were doing a very, very good job until we lost a lot of our equipment. The garage will still remain open 24/7 so we can get these equipment back out onto the streets as quick as we can. So it's now, you know, time to answer some of your questions. I know that you'll have some. So again, thank you to everybody, especially my staff. We don't give them enough credit. They've been working 24/7 at their homes, you know, from everybody, from IMP to forestry to public works. Everybody's been doing a tremendous job. And again, thank you to the residents of Pittsburgh for letting us do that job.
You started with 90 trucks and 50 are out?
95. 37 are roughly down, being worked on. So we have 50 plus on the roads right now from the 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift. We're monitoring those. We've hit a number of streets. And I think the hard part for our drivers, where we would hit a street and go back on that route an hour later, it'd be covered in snow again. So, you know, it's taken a toll. And I will say that, you know, our public works divisions and those drivers that have been up overnight, some working double shifts, have done a tremendous job. Correct, which is why over the first night we had 4 go down on the first go round, then we had another 4 go down, got a couple of them back out, but then last night into this morning, when you lose 37, we don't have an option right now. So it's nothing that the workers weren't doing. They were doing their very best. But with 37 trucks down, we have no choice but to do this. And, you know, we want to make this is safety is a priority. That's the reason we're doing this. This is about the safety of the residents of the city of Pittsburgh, and we're not taking any chances, which is why, we're doing a state of emergency so that we can get the support that we need and that the residents need.
Do you get money from the state and the feds in the state of emergency?
No.
Where do you get the resources to hire contractors and the like?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is why we have reserves in the city. We also know we have budget issues that we've walked into. But this is something that we're not taking any chances on. So if we have to go into our reserves to save lives, we're doing it.
You want to say anything about disinvestment in the fleet that resulted in this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to go into past history. I mean, this is where we are today. We obviously know about our fleet, and it's not just our public works. We also know about ambulances, fire, and police that need investment. But today, that's not the priority. It's not the talking points. Today is about how we get this city clean as fast as we can.
The performance is kind of in the eye of the beholder. You believe that, even with these trucks going down, that you've done a good job?
I mean, I would say what we were tasked with in the last 24 hours, as I said, this was a historic snow in the last 30 years. Our crews, if you look at the main roads, they have gotten to them multiple times, and we can show you the data that supports that. We understand, streets haven't been touched, and we're getting to them. But we just ask everybody to be patient. And when we had 95 trucks out, we were staying on top of it. But when you lose 37, that creates a problem.
The last Snowmageddon, a lot of these roads stayed covered until the weather broke. Are we in the same situation?
Well, the other reason that we have to do things right now is the weather's not breaking. It's not going to be 65 degrees tomorrow. We're looking at negative temperatures over the next 3 to 4 days. So we aren't taking any chances. We're calling in as many people to help as possible while our crews are continuing to work every day. And the credit, it's hard. It's hard on them. And when the equipment goes down and you've been doing your best, they're also stuck. And I think that's a big problem. And again, we don't want to just say that, but we want to continue to thank them for doing their work. We're on the radio constantly, thanking every shift. In the middle of the night, getting up, thanking the shift workers, especially our first responders, too, who are having to adjust to this and get into work so that they can be prepared to save lives.
Can you speak to how this is going to affect, obviously, salting now as you guys look to change over to salting? And we know that the temperatures are dropping extremely low. You're already down a third of the fleet. Obviously, this is going to take a big hit. What should people do?
I mean, again, just be patient. I think bringing in additional crews are going to help. But we were always planning on what would be the worst case scenario, especially when snow is accumulating and sitting on streets. We had these discussions throughout the week leading into it, is what will we do? How are we going to get the snow removed if 12 plus inches were to hit? And that's our process that we're doing right now.
Speaking to the public safety perspective, I know there was a plan in place. Kind of how did that plan kind of unfold? How did that play out? Were there any major hiccups in that effort?
Yeah, I'll allow the director to speak on that, but as you can see, we were in constant communication with everybody. And I want to say, our director of operations, our chief of staff, everybody did an amazing job of coordinating. And I think without having our command center upstairs with all of us in a room, we would have struggled. And that wasn't here prior to the storm. So, we made an effort to get that ready so that we can have as much data possible and we can tell the people of Pittsburgh what's going on. But Public Safety Director Williams, I'll allow him to answer that specific question.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Outside of what we would say routine, and when I mean routine, when we have snowfalls that come at a rapid pace, we've experienced some small challenges, this meaning our vehicles that might have some navigation issues, stuff like that, but nothing major to report. Very pleased about our response from all of our public safety bureaus across the board. I'm in constant communication with the chiefs, who are in constant communication with their supervisors, and up-channeling all information that's appropriate so we can make the decisions. Additionally, we have had our operations center, emergency operations center, up and running since the beginning of the storm. Actually, ahead of the storm and preparation. So the cross-coordination between all their efforts and the virtual EOC and constant communication back and forth with all of those collaborators helped us as well as we're in the snow command to make some of our decisions. So the movement here, moving towards this emergency, again, is ahead of what we're expecting. The extended period of time we're going to have these cold temperatures make it more difficult for navigating our roadways. And additionally, we're going to see some tests of systems, meaning there are going to be citizens who are going to have plumbing issues, heating issues, and the like. And so those prepared people would need to get out to make those responses. So we're trying to get ahead of it because the test of the system is coming. And so by doing this, by doing the emergency, being able to get out ahead of it, we can continue to deconflict and handle some of these challenges that we're facing. I want to last say about the phasing aspect of it. We still have the plan in place. Our chiefs are ready to respond. Their personnel and all their equipment provisions are still in place. They've activated only one portion of it, and we are ready to do additional ramp up if we need to. So they've been advised that they can move forward, but they already had plans in case the contingency was calling for it anyway.
Do you still want drivers to be off the street?
I mean, again, unless you have to be somewhere, we know people have to get to work. So, you know, if you have to drive somewhere, please use the main roads. We have cleared them throughout the night, and I would say please stay on main access points if you have to get somewhere.
Do you have a projection for the secondary and tertiary roads?
No, I mean, we have trucks out right now working on all of those, but no time frame, and I think additional support will only help, you know, to move that number along so we get it done faster.
Is there any particular areas that definitely will probably take a little bit longer than, I mean, of course you mentioned the secondary and tertiary roads, but even some of those main arteries that the trucks haven't been able to get to because of the drop in numbers and just issues getting there?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say any area specific. You know, 311 lines are open. We're taking calls. I took a couple myself yesterday just to try to support and take down as much detail as we can. But I think, you know, Chief of Staff Gilman has actually, you know, he sits next to me in the room. We see where we're missing and what road was missed. And we know that there are a lot of gaps that need to be filled. And, you know, Public Works has done a good job in filling those. When we see them, we report them and they try to get them as fast as we can, but no specific areas. We also have, you know, basically real-time cameras all over the city looking at major intersections when something's reported as well.
Hey, can I ask you, just realistically, how many trucks can they turn around in a day?
From the garage?
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that number right now. That's why we do, right before every shift, we try to be as transparent and put out as many releases as we possibly can. Obviously, we're not naive. They're not turning around 37 trucks. But if we can get a couple more out, that only helps solve the problem.
How many private contractors are you working with? And I would imagine these aren't large-scale vehicles that they're bringing in. Are they mostly bringing in pickup trucks and things of that nature?
It's a mix. I mean, they have some equipment that we might not have access to at this point. But to be specific on that number, we do not have that right now. But we will let you know.
Single digit?
It's more than that, yeah.
Okay.
But we do not have that specific number at this point. So.
Also, I know that the school districts, obviously, the school district is going to make its own decision for the rest of the week. With temperatures, it might be a moot point, but realistically, should parents be prepared for kids to not go back to school?
I don't want to speak for the school district. We did have a good conversation with Dr. Walters, and I will say the school district stepped up when we needed them, not only to clear around their buildings, but a couple access streets as well. So it's been a good partnership. Again, I think their concern is the negative temperatures at this point, but again, I can't determine what they're going to do. So. Well, again, thank you all for being here. Again, thank the residents of the city. Thank you to our crews. Thank you to our first responders. Thank you. Just, again, please be patient. We are here 24/7. Please call us if you need some assistance. Again, 911.
And there you heard Pittsburgh Mayor Corey O'Connor, also Acting Public Safety Director Sheldon Williams. And I think one of the big headlines out of this, 37 trucks down. overnight. They went from 95 to somewhere in the 50s right now. Because of that, the city is declaring a state of emergency, which allows them to tap into reserve funding so they can hire private contractors to go out there and try to haul some of the snow away.
Yeah, and Mayor O'Connor was already saying that you may see some of those contract workers getting out into your neighborhood right now. They are acting as quickly as they can. You heard our Andy Sheehan asking questions there as well about the turnaround. Whenever one of these trucks does go down, when they're in the garage, how quickly can they turn them around and get them back on the road? He said he really wasn't clear on how quickly that can happen. So again, they are working with the resources that they have and putting that state of emergency in place so that they can bring more resources into the city.
Yeah, the other thing he underscored there was really the cold temperatures in the days ahead and how important it is to keep everyone safe, and how the school district will be taking a look at that as well.